Welcome to another day in the Matrix. This is Waters Above. It's been a wild week in crypto, so in today's video, I'm going to share everything you need to know about what to expect next in this market. Over the past couple days, we've been watching my Xrp analysis come to life, with Xrp trading as high as 58 cents today. Of course, this happens on the same day that my channel hits 58,000 subs, so you know we're in a simulation. But jokes aside, I'm looking forward to jumping into the charts and sharing my technical analysis and setup for this week. And also, I appreciate all the positive feedback from my recent presentation I released last week on Patreon called Sell in May and Go Away Decoded, where I dropped so many gems on this upcoming month of May, and I exposed exactly how I will personally be making moves in this market leading up to those important dates I discovered. So if you're interested in checking that out, if you haven't already, you can join my Mastermind community membership at patreon.com/watersabove. And since you'll also be getting access to my weekly Red Pill podcasts with that membership, I wanted to let everyone know that this weekend I'll be doing a very special Red Pill podcast to celebrate the 2-year anniversary of this channel. The podcast will be live streamed with the Mastermind community and open to the community for live chat, where I'll be answering questions and reviewing any projects I see frequently mentioned in the chat. I'll extend the time from my normal recorded podcast to hang out with our community and go over as many charts from as many altcoins as possible. I'm really looking forward to this, and I'm so grateful for everyone's support over the years. So here's the 2 years for Waters Above, and the Waters Above Wolf Pack will be kicking off that second year with a Red Pill podcast live stream. And just so you're in the loop, I'm planning to do this live stream this Sunday, April 2nd, and I will update everyone on the exact time a couple days before this event through our Discord server, which is also included with the Patreon membership, and that link will be in the description of this video and in the pinned comment below. So if you're new here, we do cryptocurrency technical analysis and combine it with Gematria, Numerology, and Astrology to understand these markets. Feel free to subscribe and turn on the bell notification to stay updated on when new videos come out. And make sure to give this video a like and share this channel with other conscious beings to help grow our community. And with that being said, let's take the red pill. So we have some dates to kick this off with. If you guys are watching my last video that I put out, I was putting emphasis on the 28th and 29th of March. Here we are, and we're getting very close to this monthly close for March. It's a very critical monthly close, so we'll be getting into all of that today. But just to quickly recap, today, March 29th being the 88th day of the year, 8 being the pattern that the sun moves on, the analemma also being the Taurus field, and this 88 is a very powerful number, and it connects to this upcoming solar eclipse, as I was mentioning, the analemma, the figure 8, that pattern, and this is a beautiful connection to April 20th because it's 22 days apart, the Master Builder, Master Destroyer number. Now, naturally, this date transitions into tomorrow, which in the Gregorian system would be 3/30. You remove that 0 with the rules of numerology, and you're getting the 33, the master number of transmutation. Now, we could also plug in a very important connection going back to the 27th of this week, the beginning on Monday, and we have 3 weeks and 3 days, another 33 connection. And let me just show you how amazing this is, that if you connect this particular date over to April 5th, you're going to be seeing that we get this 33 connected to the upcoming Sunday, where I'll be filming my live stream Red Pill podcast for the 2-year anniversary of the channel. So we just have this string of dates tied to this number 33 leading into this Sunday, which will be a very critical weekly close date. But more importantly, it will be after the March monthly close, and that monthly close is not just any normal monthly close, it's actually a quarterly close. So it's a 3-month candle close, a very important piece of macro data for us analysts. So another interesting connection to today being March 29th is this connection I'm about to get into with the Chinese New Year. So you guys probably remember back in the beginning of the year, I released this Year of the Rabbit Decoded. It was incredible because we were able to utilize all that information, tying it to how I was able to determine that the Super Bowl would turn out, Super Bowl 57. And with that being said, 57, and this being a 75 date numerology, as above, so below. That's the mirror of 57. But getting back to this connection, we have this 22nd day of the year, obviously, January 22nd in the Gregorian system, but it's connected to today by 66 days, and this was also a 66 date numerology. So just a side note of how to use this code. And another piece of information we're getting right here is 2 months and 7 days, that tying us back to Ripple. We have that 2-7 right there, which ties us back to Jupiter 2-7. And we know that Ripple XRP is doing very well right now. Anyways, getting back to this, we also have a deeper connection of the 9-3 and the father of Jupiter being Saturn. 93 right there. Just a side note, especially because today being that 21 date numerology and this day being the 12, as above, so below, and Saturn is that 21. Getting back to this, we definitely want to be focused on XRP in today's video because this breakout is something we've been anticipating for a while, and we had about 200 days trapped in a sideways range, and lately we've started to break out of it. So lately, we've been seeing my XRP targets and the target zone come to life, and we saw this 54 cents through 58 cents essentially happen just in a single day. Today, we opened up the day with about 51 cents, blasted through 54, straight to 58, and we're trading at 54 right now. So a lot of volatility kicking in as we've started to break this macro pattern, which I spoke about a while ago now. It was about 700 days in the making, going from this crash right here from the start of the SEC lawsuit all the way through pretty much earlier the middle of this month of March. It's a very long-term pattern, and this high resistance being the April 2021 yearly highs, which was essentially a lower high in the overall chart of XRP. So this is still giving us a lot of opportunity. Whilst a lot of coins went into price discovery, this was suppressed, and this gave you a longer time to accumulate, and that actually will be very helpful for the next cycle. So anyways, getting back to this, we've been talking a lot about these numbers connected to XRP just because we've started to see this breakout, and naturally tomorrow we have this 76 date numerology, just like Ripple gives us 76 in Gematria. So think about this. We're getting all this energy moving into this day. As well, we could see that tomorrow is the 89th day of the year, and 89 is the 24th prime number. All right. And the reason why this matters so much is because this number 24 is written all over XRP. X is the logo of XRP, and X is the 24th letter in the alphabet as well. We have been tying the Jupiter Zodiac logo to all of this, and let me just show you really quickly how this Jupiter Zodiac logo is the 24. You can see that very clearly right there. It's there. That's the 24. And the fact that all of this stuff with XRP ties right back to Jupiter, as I showed you before, Jupiter gives you 27 in Chaldean, Ripple gives you 27 in Chaldean, and that X being a symbol of tin, again, associated with Jupiter. I mean, we could chop this up in so many ways, but this is a Jupiter coin, and I've proven this by the code so many times. Now, even when we think about this code to Jupiter, remember that tomorrow is Thursday, or Thor's day, or the day of Jupiter, Jueves. So it's a lot of Jupiterian connections for tomorrow, and that 89 seals the deal for me, being the 24th prime, all tying back to this. And the fact that we got that 76 right there in basic ABC equals 1, 2, 3 Gematria, English ordinal cipher, you get 76 for Ripple. So keep this in mind. And speaking of the number 24, it's actually been 2 years since XRP almost hit $2 back at this time frame over here in April of 2021. And remember, 2 years equals 24 months. It's really important, and I think it's funny how 24 months after this moment, we're starting to see XRP do a similar style breakout. So we'll see how things go, and I'll be getting deep into the analysis later in the video, but just wanted to touch on some of these key number connections that we're getting. 2 years equals 24 months, all tied to the symbol of XRP, which is the X, 24th letter in the alphabet. And one thing to remember about XRP by the code is we have this number 14 and number 15 coming up. You can see that right there, but 15 is key. Now, we did this back 2 years ago when I was just starting my channel, talking about this number 14 and 15 and how we are actually approaching the 14th and 15th weeks of the year in the Gregorian system. So you can see week 14 starting on April 3rd, right around the next full moon in Libra. And then we have the 15th week of the year ending around April 16th, just 4 days shy of the solar eclipse. It's giving us a pretty solid idea here of how this could all pan out specifically for XRP. XRP seems to be, in an energy right now where it's catching up to the rest of the market. Its dominance is balancing out. We've been seeing dominance on a rally, but simultaneously we're seeing Bitcoin dominance get to that 48. And I've talked about this recently on my Red Pill podcast that I released this past week. I anticipate we could actually see Bitcoin dominance about 70% by September, October of the fall time of this year. And I know that could be staggering for some people to hear, but it's a really big reason why I plan to take action before this May eclipse on May 5th. Just think about what I'm saying, family, and I will keep you updated every step of the way. And if you're interested more on the analysis with the dominance and how that all balances out when we're in this particular stage of this cycle, let me know in the comment section below. Perhaps I'll make some more content on it in the future. So getting back to this, of course, we have some incredible code coming in right around the April 20th eclipse, being that 15th week of the year connection that I just shared moments ago, XRP adding up to 15 in Chaldean. I shared last year how this 15 was a negative number when we were in the year of the tiger, but we're no longer in the year of the tiger. We're in the year of the rabbit, and this rabbit having ties to the number 52 and 25, just like the word crypto has that 25 and cryptocurrency has that 52. This is going to be an interesting year for crypto for sure, and it's definitely panning out to be. We've had the most extreme FUD and negativity flip bullish in a matter of one single week, and it shows you how easy it is for the market makers and mainstream influencers to get people to start believing in any narrative at the drop of a hat with no skills learned along the way. So this channel is dedicated to you becoming a self-reliant investor, trader, and be self-reliant in creating your own wealth plan. That's really my mission statement for all of you, to be able to walk away from these videos and have something that you could apply, and this can be part of you on your path towards generational wealth. And these are really the tips and strategies of the trade, So I've been getting a ton of feedback from that recent Sell in May Walk Away Decoded video, especially since we've seen XRP start the breakout above 54 cents. And now we're also seeing, I'm getting a ton of feedback on my exit strategy blueprint, because this is really the time to consider having those limit orders in place, because we know how volatile crypto can get out of nowhere. So that exit strategy blueprint's available on my website, watersabove.com. Definitely go check that out if you just wanted something short and sweet and to the point. And it really just teaches you everything you need to know about setting your orders and just de-risking effectively out of this market. So I appreciate all that feedback I've been getting. In my last live stream, I got a ton of feedback on the exit strategy blueprint as well. So I really appreciate your guys' support, and I'm glad that it's helping you see clearly and be able to take action in this market. So let's just wrap this up really quick. We have an incredible connection that I'm about to get into, and then we'll be moving into the TA of the video. So right around this April 20th eclipse, we have a couple things. I found a gem, and it was all about the number 18. So I'm going to go to April 18th, and one moment, I'm going to go to the last day of March. So we have a couple of 18s here, but I want to show you as much as I possibly can with this code. We have this being the 18th day of April, also the 108th day of the year. You remove that 0 with the rules of numerology, that giving you the 18, and then I'm going to connect this to May 6th. And you're going to see that it is separated by 18 days, and this day of May 6th has an 18 date numerology. So we're going to get very deep on this because, you can see that May 6th will also be in your 18th week of the year. 18th week being May 1st through May 7th, and that is insane how many number 18s we're getting. So let me just quickly recap this to make it nice and smooth for you guys to understand. 18th day of April, we have this being the 108th day of the year, this being the number 18 in the rules of numerology. 18 days apart from May 6th, which is an 18 standard date numerology, and May 6th being in the 18th week of this year. That's 5 number 18 connections just between 2 dates. So to go even more esoteric, April 18th is the day leaving 257 days in the year. You can see that right there. And that number 257 is your 55th prime number. And that 55 connects back to Satoshi Nakamoto with the number 55. And remember, Satoshi Nakamoto has the 181, which is just the palindrome of the number 18. So we were talking about all these number 18s, and right there we have that 181 palindrome number. Really important. And May 6th lands on a Saturn day, the day of Saturn, which is the day of Satoshi. And we had that 55 connection right there, and this 55 connection right there, 257 being your 55th prime number, connecting to this date. Now, May 6th is the day leaving 239 days in the year, and we just talked about this crucial number 52, and that's your 52nd prime number. And as I was showing you earlier, we're in the year of the rabbit. Rabbit equals 52, and we have this tied to cryptocurrency equals 52 in the Chaldean cipher. This is very important, guys. Remember as well that Satoshi Nakamoto's birthday, his artificial birthday, of course, is on a 52 date numerology. You could see that right there, April 5th, and we're approaching that very soon, by the way, and that's always been an important date for this market. I think it's also funny how we can see in the word rabbit, we get this 47. Satoshi is currently 47 years old, and if you go back to the Bitcoin chart last year, pretty much around the same time, you're going to see something very important, which was this week right here was the last time that Bitcoin traded at $47,000 before it rolled over, and it hit $47,000 on the exact day of Satoshi Nakamoto's 47th birthday. This is something that I revealed months before it happened, and I did that on my regular YouTube videos, so it was amazing to see how this code comes to life. Satoshi, the mythological creature, will be turning 48 this year, so there's definitely some code to consider with that. I spoke about it in several videos that I've released this year, but anyways, let's keep it moving. I want to get to some of the TA. We're going to start it off with XRP today, just because we've had a lot going on. I want to talk about this very crucial upcoming 5-day close that we have. This 5-day close being the same day as our monthly close. And you could see right here, structurally, the reason for this yellow line was because of just a macro level to consider. I brought up in probably the last 10 videos that I made, no party for XRP until it starts closing macro candles above 54 cents. So even though today is kind of exciting with this pinch up to 58, oh, and by the way, XRP hit 58 cents today, and XRP equals 58 in English ordinal. So can't make this stuff up. And definitely go here and check out my Twitter account. I updated the handle just to be a little bit closer to my real name. The original one is taken. We have to go get that somehow. But anyways, jokes aside, at waters above. And I just released this a little bit earlier today. Of course, XRP hits 58 cents on the same day my channel hits 58,000 subscribers, and XRP equals 58 in Gematria. This is literally coded. And shout out to Bearable Bull, because me and him will be connecting again sometime next week. Looking forward to that as a follow-up from our initial interview, where he was, pressing me on some of the esoteric stuff that I utilize and what's helped me be able to be really profitable specifically on this token XRP. It's been the coin that I've successfully traded with the most precision. So getting back to this, we do have a very important 5-day close. I've said in my last video, don't get excited until we're closing macro candles above 54 cents. Right now, as we're filming this, XRP is dancing around with that 54-cent region. I'm not super convinced, okay? We are just about to approach a full moon. As I've taught you guys, full moons are typically more on the bearish side. So that'll be April 6th. We still have about 1 week away, and I teach 5 days before up to 5 days after would be your target window. But lately, we've been really liking the first quarter and third quarter for our pivot points. So yesterday was the first quarter moon. Typically, you would anticipate that to be more of a pivot point. We saw on the Bitcoin chart at least, and that's where I like to use my lunar cycles the most. We saw on the Bitcoin chart, if you look at the daily, we did come into about the structural lows on 1, 2, 3, 4 wick candles over the past 11 days. So that does seemingly seem like a pivot, especially if today's daily close gets above this prior high from March 26, somewhere around 28,000. Ideally, you would want to have a structural candle high on the whole range that you're seeing your resistance, and that would come in at about 28,400. But I don't want to get too far ahead of myself. I'm just letting you know right now that these moon cycles that I use, typically I want to focus on just Bitcoin because that's the overall energy of the market. Now, getting back to this XRP conversation, the fact that we've gotten up to 58 cents with a pretty harsh rejection thus far, and we're just sort of hovering around that key level of 54 cents from this prior structure over here in October, September of 2022, we just have to see how this plays out, guys. I mean, ideally, I want to get our monthly close in, which, as I mentioned before, is our quarterly close. So if I was to turn off all this mess, you're going to see that this quarterly is gorgeous. If we're going to be closing above 49 cents for XRP, this to me looks like a bottom. This is a bottoming structure. And you could see that pretty clear as day here when you have a sideways range and you actually start to break the prior levels, which would be confirmed on this candle right here, then you're looking pretty damn good. And this cycle was a totally different cycle compared to this. This was like a double rally where I think XRP was going up, 70,000% or something. So it's funny when people have negative things to say about XRP, they typically forget that last cycle going back to 2015. But anyways, getting back on track here, we have this quarterly looking pretty damn good. Of course, we have a lot of action going around 81 cents, but for now, we're kind of primed for this quarterly close, this quarterly candle close, for a historic candle to be printed, which to me looks very bottoming structured. Until we get a quarterly above 95 cents, we can't call for reversal. But so far, if we were to get this close coming in right here, I would feel confident that you're just in a higher lows continuation and the start of an overall trend reversal. That's really damn bullish because we're not looking at daily candles or 4-hour candles here. We're looking at 3-month candles. This is a ton of data. So you got to take this seriously if you're a long-term XRP investor. Nonetheless, I think it's pretty interesting if you go back to the 5-day that we have not actually closed this high going back. I think it's about 330 days. Exactly. We haven't closed this high on the 5-day potentially in 330 days. And remember, tomorrow would be March 30th. That's your 330 day. Coincidence? If you know the code, you won't be thinking that. So let's get to the weekly chart. We have something I want to show you guys. It is a very conservative concept, but I'm going to be drawing another trend line here. And the trend line is going to be based on the weekly chart in area, or you can do line chart, either or. This is essentially removing the wicks. Now, I'm only going to be putting this trend line on the closures. And you can see right here, we're getting 3 touch points from the closure high back in April 2021, lower high, that's confirmed. Now we see something that is very interesting, and the reason I'm open-minded to this is because of the intersection between this 382, these 2 touch point supports, prior supports, and the fact that we have yet to backtest this trend line going back to November 2021, and we have also yet to backtest the horizontal level of 60 cents. So this adds another piece of data for you guys to consider regarding continuation of this automatic rally. So we have right here this intersection coming in at about 60 cents, 61 cents. If we were to see a closure on the weekly for XRP above 60, 61 cents even, to be more confident, there's pretty much thin air until 91 cents. So this is a very, very important level. And one thing I'm also seeing is a weekly W pattern that's pretty massive. If I go in a linear scale and I do a conservative pull neckline to the lows, and then I just move this measured move up to the neckline, you see it puts us somewhere around 75, 76 cents. And that would definitely be my next target area to consider because it's the 0.5 fib. That 0.5 fib is everything after you get above that 382 because that's typically your rejection level, which could lead to what we call a dead cat bounce. I think XRP has more juice in it than that. I do see more, but I'm just letting you know the technicals here. I'm teaching the lesson of how this fib tool works. So be considerate of that. And of course, this fib is not pulled on closures, it's pulled on wicks. The reason is because I have a ton of data here. We're looking at 700 plus days. So I feel confident that I could use that data. Now, going back to the candles, I just want to show you again that this level right here is definitely important. And if I turn on my VPVR volume profile, I could see a little bit of energy right here kicking in. I said to you after 60 cents, we pretty much have thin air to 90, but I got two, I know it might be a little bit hard to see, but I got two little dips here about 76 cents and 82 cents. So just be considerate if we can get those closures above the 60 cent level, right above that 382, we could very quickly head to 83, 84 cents. And I see a couple wicks sitting here at 91 cents. So that's why I'm thinking pretty much thin air between 61 cents and 91 cents. That's how I would consider it. And that gives me an idea of where to set my sell limit orders. Again, not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not telling you what to do. I just know what I will be doing. So remember that we can get above this level and shoot right up to $1 with a wick on a 4-hour candle and then get sucked right back to 80 cents in short order. This coin loves to do stuff like that. So don't get greedy right now, okay? This is not the time to get greedy. I told this to the people in the Hex community. I know it wasn't very popular for me to tell them that, but the analysis was pretty damn straightforward. And if you turn all this off, you can see this wick right here blasted straight through the critical levels that I was sharing with them probably a month before it even happened. And you could see this right here in this picture. I took it when Hex was only trading at 10 cents, and then I came out again to share this circle within these two levels, which was 11 cents and 12 cents. And I said in this post, this is not the time to get greedy. I'll show you the exact post, but getting a little bit of a lag here. If anyone in the Hex community is interested in what I've been doing and they want more frequent updates on Hex, definitely go follow me on Twitter because that is where I'll be sharing more analysis on that. But I said it right here. Hex just hit 10 cents and it's heading towards the upside price targets that I shared in my last interview with Crypto Coffee. And this is not a time to get greedy during this rally. The second half of this year is going to be bloody. Words of wisdom. I shared that on March 21st and we saw exactly piercing through that 11 and 12 cent level. You could see right here, we just went straight through it to 13 cents, got rejected, and thus far we were back trading as low as 7 cents yesterday. This is looking like a sign of weakness on this rejection, and it's also looking like this is the finality of the automatic rally. Can it go a little bit more up from here? Sure, that's very possible, but to me this looks like a typical blow-off that you get during an AR phase. Again, I'm not trying to hurt anyone's feelings with this. It's the clear pill. It's what people need to hear. This is how you analyze markets with zero emotion, zero tribalism. You're just looking at the charts and you're determining what would be the best or safest, most conservative place to de-risk in one of the most risky speculative environments of all time, which is cryptocurrency during the year of the Jubilee with this insanity in the economy that we have. It's not a time to play with this fire. Take your money and leave like a bandit. Too many people are going to get very, very greedy over the next couple months, and you're going to be hearing from me time and time again reminding people this is not the environment to get greedy. This is really a time to capitalize. So again, not a financial advisor, not giving you financial advice. I'm just sharing words of wisdom. So to wrap up this analysis on XRP, it's looking pretty damn good because we're holding this 54 cents, trading for a couple of 4-hour closures, but that's really not enough. We're heading into some really big macro closures over the next 2 to 3 days. The stock market is open right now, so that's bringing some bearish, at least a little bit of negative energy to the market over the past hour or so since I was preparing this video. We could see how the rest of today goes, but all eyes are on the monthly close in a couple days. You can see right here that our daily high sits at October 9th at about 54, let's just call it 53 cents. So getting a couple of daily closes for XRP above 54 cents is ideal right now. And then, as I said to you moments ago, 60 cents is your big level, somewhere around that 382 fib. And if we cannot get above that, the full moon energy will probably kick in, and we'll be playing around in the 50 cent region until XRP is ready to take its next leg up. I still see somewhere around 90 cents being possible before the May 5th eclipse. I'm sticking to that. I do think that the 90 cent to $1 range could be swiped through for sure. So let's get to Bitcoin and then we'll wrap it up with ETH. Sorry that my charts are a little bit slow to load. I'm doing my best with what I'm working with. So again, like I mentioned moments before, I'm going to turn off this VPVR. It's slowing things down, but we have a really nice structure. Bitcoin holding about 27,000, back up to 28 right now. We have the full moon kicking in about a week, so we want to see how this all holds, but this is essentially trading and coiling up all around that 382 fib. It's a very important level. We do have an opportunity to close today at a high in the structure, which, as I mentioned earlier, would be somewhere around 28.3. But for me, I just want to see Bitcoin close above 30K. Get above that psychological level. We have this cluster right here from May that we broke down from, and that was an eclipse, by the way. Again, I don't like messing around with these lunar eclipses, and we have a lunar eclipse coming on May 5th, very, very soon. So, anywho. Right now, we're coming up into a cluster of trading, which was all back in May of 2022. Just keep that in mind. I would like to see closures above 30, especially on like a weekly close. But when I'm analyzing the weekly for Bitcoin, only looking at some of the moving averages, this looks really incredible right now. So not much negative to say. You can see if I turn off these EMAs, we have a very critical cross of this 8 simple moving average above the 55 simple moving average. By the end of this weekly that we're about to come up on, we're going to potentially have this 8 start crossing above the 200s. And now you're really getting some bullish crosses on the weekly. The only thing I could say regarding this analysis is we have a down slope on the 55 simple. So it gives more confluence to the idea that we're just going to be making a bull trap, somewhat of a move, a push up into this automatic rally, and then probably folding over. So I'm sticking to this idea that we can see 38,000, 40,000 as the finality of this rally. Thinking about 40,000 especially is pretty funny because that's only about 40% up from where we are now. So 40,000, it's about 40% up. Think about this code, guys. So I should probably just leave it at that for now with the Bitcoin analysis because it has been trapped horizontal range around 27 to 28K now for the past like 11, 12 days. I am really adamant that we just got to get over 30. If we can start getting over that, I think Bitcoin's going to quickly steal some dominance. I made a post a couple days ago kind of laughing at the fact that we're heading into 48% dominance right around Satoshi Nakamoto's 48th birthday. So I wouldn't be surprised if we start I'll just say this. I wouldn't be surprised if we're trading exactly around 48% Bitcoin dominance on Satoshi's 48th birthday, which is April 5th. It would just be too obvious. Anyways, think about this, guys, because when we are in this phase of the rally, we don't see an alt season. Typically, Bitcoin tops out and everything else tops out on the same dates regarding this automatic rally theory. I know it seems theoretical, but it's proven itself plenty of times. But if you go back to the June cycle of 2019, you'll see that Ethereum, XRP, pretty much everything was topping out at around the same date. There was no 1 month later alt season thing. It didn't happen. So I would not be banking on that right now. You really kind of just want to consider what I've been saying this whole time. Don't be greedy. Don't anticipate an alt season. Just use your fibs effectively. You know, my exit strategy blueprint teaches all of this, how to utilize these fibs, Gematria, all of these numbers so that you could determine a proper exit strategy. But for now, I'm just going to wait this one out. I will be going over Bitcoin and everything thoroughly after I get some more data coming in from this monthly close, and that will be on my Livestream Red Pill podcast this weekend. Let me see if I could see anything quickly on ETH, or is it just the same story? Yep, same story. If anything, it's not as positively performing as Bitcoin. So I would like to see closures on ETH above 1820. That would give me a signal that we could push up, but really no parties on ETH until we get about $2,020, $2,030. Same analysis I've been sharing for a while now, so really not too much more to say. It's getting exciting for XRP, but XRP is just catching up. I really want to be seeing these 54-cent closures on the monthly for XRP. If we're not getting it, again, no parties, even though we got this pierce up into 58. Please just don't get emotional right now. Don't FOMO in. This is exactly what the market maker wants to do to you. It wants to make you FOMO in, and then huge liquidation candles come. You got to be conservative right now. So anyways, I'm going to wrap this video up. I appreciate every single one of you. I'm looking forward to this upcoming live stream Red Pill podcast over at patreon.com/watersabove. Appreciate every single one of you. So grateful for this community. And here's to 2 years in the Matrix. Much love.